Oh my God, I hate my computer right now. All right. So let's start with. So we'll start with the Aurora ES, $20 starter ship.
$20. Wait, is it really $20?
Yeah, it's $20.
I mean, it's an Aurora. That's the one that's the. Yeah. I mean, it flies great.
It flies. That's really all that qualifies it.
It flies. It flies. It has a quantum drive. Hey, I mean, you know.
And it can hold one package, I think.
It does have a bed.
It does have a bed.
It does have a bed. That's actually, that might move it up from D tier just for the fact that it's a starter with a bed. Okay, we have to take that into consideration. We have to take that into consideration.
Oops. Wow, there's some serious server or stream lag there. Holy shit.
Yeah, I mean, Aurora's Aurora. It's like you have one, I mean, even the LX or whatever that the high end one is, you got some missiles, 4 hard points. Kind of turns it into a Pisces.
I mean, I kind of find that insulting. Well, actually, no, because the Pisces doesn't have a bed. I was going to say, I'd find that kind of insulting to Pisces.
What I'm saying, I know.
All right, here it goes. I'm throwing it up as a poll. Get ready, guys. Vote. We'll see what the community says, and we'll debate upon their decision.
Okay, what do the letters stand for?
So S tier is top, and then the rest goes like US standard grades.
Yeah. So
just starters. I think I'm doing that right. I think this follows European grading, but I think S is satisfactory, and then D is shit.
Yeah, it goes in order from, so that's the correct. It's like D is worse, C is better, B, A, and then S.
They're the wrong colors then. AS should be green and D should be red. You're fucking backwards.
S tier. Yeah, we got some Test Squadron in here. That's how I know we got Test Squadron in here, because they're voting S tier for the Aurora.
So the poll says C. 8 votes for C tier.
I would agree with the consensus on chat on that. I feel like the Aurora is adequately baseline C. It's like mid, kind of
lower mid.
Yeah.
Okay. I believe so, Grin. I mean, all of them have a little bit of cargo space. They do have a cargo storage area now, and they all have a bed. So I guess C. Yeah, since they have bed and you can bed log in them, that would put them in a fully functionable liveaboard ship. I mean, I don't know where you're going to take a shit. I guess you're going to have to hang your ass out the airlock, but
it's a homey. It's got that homey feel, It's.
But if you fart, like if you have too many torpedo burritos, you're going to blow your airlock off its hinges. Okay, so now we have the Mustang series. Now, should we vote on these Mustang Alpha, Beta individually, grade them for themselves, or grade them as a class and then break it down?
Well, those Mustangs are different. I mean, the Auroras have differences between them. I would go so far as to say the Mustangs are differentiated even more than that, just because of, like, some have different flight mechanics, like the Gamma. That's different than like the Beta and the Alpha.
Yeah, fair enough. Speed and Demon says all is one class. but they do serve very well. I mean, we threw all the Auroras in as one class.
So that's totally fine, because you could look at them like, well, because the Alpha has the new cargo, right? Beta has it's like the bed. I think Beta has the bed. It was supposed to have the bed.
Okay, so no, we can't do that then, because that was the one thing with the Auroras. They all had a bed. So that's why they all fit in that. They all have bed. They all have quantum. Very minimalistic. Right. So yeah, like Vapucci, I think it was Vapucci said it's like chicken noodle soup.
Beta was very different than the rest just because of that bed.
So they're not really down. They work, but you can't stay in long enough to do anything. So hence why we're doing the tier list thing. All right, so we'll throw it up and then we'll argue with chat. New poll. Mustang Alpha. S A B. I'm just gonna turn on fucking caps lock at this point.
You know, I'm still on that same server. About to drop off my second prospector load right now.
I'll bump it up to 2 minutes because 1 minute went kind of short. All right, polls up. Vote now.
Yeah.
Beta is the bang stang. B tier.
Ooh. Wow.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Credo, thoughts?
Interesting. No, I could see that because, you know, if you're comparing it to a Mustang or an Aurora, the Aurora is slightly more cookie cutter, whereas the Mustang is relatively fun to fly. I will say that. Like, I do enjoy its flight mechanic. It's not terrible at atmosphere, but neither is the Aurora. But it's like, I don't know.
Okay, so now that we're
nothing special.
Well, neither does the Aurora. The Aurora is nothing special either. Let's do this here. So we'll open up. That's made by. Why can't I find it in my thing here?
Just based on flight mechanics, with the current iteration of the game, I would probably put the Mustang in like B tier, honestly. But that's just me. Because I feel like the Mustang Alpha flies better than an Aurora.
Well, let's do it this way then, so we can be fair in our judgment.
I don't know. What do you think, Cuddy? And Cuddy's not there. Or he's muted.
All right. So if we look at the Mustang Alpha side by side with the Aurora, yes.
It's base tier. So you got to take the Aurora base tier, compare it to the Mustang Alpha, since Alpha is base tier.
So that's what I've got here, side by side. The Aurora ES versus the Mustang Alpha. So the Mustang's 21 meters long by 18 meter beam, 9 meter height. The Aurora is 18 meters long by an 8 meter beam and a 4 meter height.
Okay.
Both small in class. The Mustang weighs 32,000 kilos. The Aurora weighs 25,000 kilos. SCM speed. This is going off the matrix of lies. SCM speed for the Mustang is 255. Aurora's 190. Afterburners 1140. For the Alpha, or the Aurora, 1160 for the Alpha. No, the mole is the flying brick, Aristavo. They even painted it the color of a brick for easy identification.
Yeah, I could see the argument made for it being C tier too. Yeah.
The pitch max is 90 degrees a second on the Alpha, whereas the pitch max is 70 degrees on the Aurora. So as far as like numbers for specs, the Alpha outperforms the Aurora. But when we go to weaponry, this is base loadout. The Alpha has 2 size 1 spots available and 2 size 2 Bear laser cannons and 1 store all mini cargo box. Whereas the Aurora has 2 9 series longsword ballistic cannon, 2 size 1s, and 2 size 1 spots available. 2 task force missiles and a size 1 utility slot.
For the Aurora or the Mustang?
For the Aurora. The Mustang has the 2 open slots available for guns, 2 laser cannons, and 1 mini cargo box.
So the Aurora has the capability for a tractor beam then?
Correct.
So that might come into play as far as utility is concerned. For a starter vessel, that's a lot better utility.
Which one makes a bigger explosion when it plows into the surface of Daymar?
Well, in that case, just from the overperformance for the Mustang compared to the better utility and bed that the Aurora has, it almost seems like they even out.
Do you think the Alpha should be C tier?
Yeah, it sounds like the Alpha makes a good case for being C tier.
Okay, chat said D tier. I'm going to have to kind of agree with you. The maneuverability, while it takes away from you being able to bedlog, it does give you the advantages on the battlefield. You just have to fly home tired. So I would tend to agree with you on that. So now we go to the Mustang Beta.
Well, Beta has the bed. Doesn't have the utility slot. I don't think so. You can check the matrix on that one. It has a utility slot.
On it now. Stuart, thank you so much for the tier 1. Greatly appreciated. Welcome to the stream. I hope you're having a fine Monday.
Yeah, the Beta is definitely better than the Alpha.
Oh, but see, the Beta loses some points. So since now that we have the Auroras as our baseline number, that's what we have to compare against until we add more data.
Just for the weapons, though.
It has 2 size 1 slots available and 2 size 2 Bear laser cannons, same as the Alpha. Yeah, but it loses the cargo box for the bed.
It loses the cargo box, but gains the bed. Yeah.
Whereas the Alpha or the Aurora LX has 2 size 1 M3A laser cannons, 2 size 1 slots available, 2 Strike Force 2 missiles, and another size 1 utility slot available. The only changing factors.
Night, creature.
No, they're about the same. Later, creature. It does gain the bed, but you lose the storage. You lose the package storage. Remember, we're basing these on starter ships, new player coming in, first mission kind of thing.
Yeah, because of that, if it doesn't have the cargo, so you can't do box missions, as far as a new player is concerned, it's worse in that regard. But it's like it loses, but then gains because of the bed. So it's like you lose one. So it really ends up just being the same. It's probably just all C tier, just evening everything out. Yep, you can.
For now.
Tractor beam them in there.
Shit, which one's forgot what the fucking beta looked like. That's what, what's the racing stripe on it?
The beta is the
Blue one, yeah.
Yeah, the fighter variant.
And then the Gamma.
Gamma's the racing one. Or maybe the Delta was the fighter one. I don't know. One of them had like rocket pods.
Yeah, the Gamma's a
for a
racing.
while.
Delta is damage. The destructor.
But you're looking at like luxury items at that point. Missile pods or rocket pods or whatever versus like performance for racing.
I already
But-
did that beta, yeah. Yeah.
The racing, it's like so tied between B and C, huh?
Well, that beta one was the one we just voted on. Or we had commented on but hadn't put it up to a vote, so I would keep it in C tier because we just went over all the specs on it. So I would tend to agree it because you drop the cargo space but gain the bed, more storage. It allows you to you can literally log out in space and get right back in the action. Or if you're tired, you need to go, you can log out in a hurry. Jump somewhere safe, get out in a hurry. Whereas with the Alpha, you have to travel all the way back to at least a station.
It does have the increased fuel. It's just everything being considered equal, more or less. It's not so much so that it moves it up an entire tier. So it's probably just better to keep it all C, at least. Which is actually, probably how they want it. They just want these as all mid, average at a bunch of stuff. Some are better than others here and there. It's just pick your poison type of thing.
And here's where I'm going to get into the hot take on the Mustang Gamma.
Okay. What are you thinking with that?
As I throw it up to the poll, I say the Gamma is D tier.
D tier, huh?
D tier. It serves no other purpose other than racing. Has very few, if any, amenities.
I don't know. I have a hard time seeing those ships, any of those ships in that line for both Aurora and Mustangs. as anything better or worse than C tier. That's kind of how I look at them.
When we get into the C8s, we have a whole different criteria we gain off of those because of things you can do in those and the amount of people and the amount of stuff and things you can move in a C8 versus in any of the Auroras or the Mustangs.
Putt, G tier garbage.
Garbage. This ad can go away. There we go. Really? 6 people voting for C tier. Okay, for the people that voted C tier on the Gamma, explain your logic.
No, I kind of get where they're coming from, right? So like for me, it just doesn't matter whether it's even if it's only serves the purpose for racing, that's still something to someone, and it's all baseline, right? So I see that ship as still along the same lines as all the other C tier Auroras and Mustangs. That's how I'm looking at it.
Hey, so okay, when we look, let's compare it to our other Mustangs then. Okay, if we're looking at it that way. Hey, Aussie Viking. Mustang, Space Civic, Aurora, Space Corolla.
Nice.
So here's why I say D tier on the Gamma.
Okay.
Okay. So the only thing you gain is 75 max speed on our SCM speed. Like space combat maneuver speeds 325 meters a second. Afterburner speed maxes out at 1340. Period. That's your max whole hog. It does turn at 110 degrees a second on X and Y. Roll is 168 versus 135. XY accelerations 93, 136, 105 respectively. Whereas the alpha and the beta are 73, 84, 72, and 70, 82, 69 respectively. So you gain those speed, but your trade-off is all your weapons. You have no weapons, no protection. You have 2 size 1 laser cannons. That's it. No expandability, no options to add more or trade anything off, no missile mounts, nothing.
Yeah, but there's the thing, right? Because it's a racer, right? What do racers do with these ships anyways when they race with them? They take all those weapons off to begin with.
Right,
They
but
never
as
keep any of that stuff on there. You don't need defense as a racer.
but while you're traveling to and from, you don't need them when you're racing. But you need them when you need them to travel A to B and have protection if you're solo.
But say you have, I mean, like, are we going to be taking, are people going to be taking their gammas out for the purpose of doing bounties? You know what I'm saying? Like, or even traveling from point to point. If you think of it like a racing team, right? Don't racing teams generally carry these vehicles on other vehicles and transport them elsewhere? Like,
you're thinking beyond a new player. A new player is not going to hop in and jump in with a.
But that might not be considered a new player type of ship. That, as far as a new player is concerned, no, I agree with you.
That's why I say D tier. Yeah, it's not a good starter ship. It's not going to be something that's going to let a new player have the ability to kind of stretch out and touch all aspects of the game.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. So like, it just doesn't make a good starter ship at all, in any stretch of the means. Because even the Auroras, right? Even the Auroras have some weapons they can defend themselves with.
This has 2 cannons. And we all know how prone cannons are to just falling off a fucking ship.
Well, that brings me to the thought, like, you know, maybe some of these we shouldn't even consider as like a starter, because, you know.
Well, and that's why they go in the D tier, is because they're in that. People are going to look at them as starters because they're in that price range of the starter packs. Like, somebody may come in and go, I don't want none of the packages that are available. I want this ship, and I'll buy a license of the game. because you can buy SC by itself.
Yeah, yeah. Because like I know that there are racers out there that have some of these ships, and what they do to them, the first thing they do is they remove the weapons. So, it's perfectly logical for that ship to not have weapons. To me, anyways.
I
I'm
see
not a
it.
racer personally, but
I'm not disagreeing
get
with
it.
you that. Again, that's the whole purpose of this list is for starters.
Yep.
New players. And they're not going to come in and this is my opinion and my viewpoint, that when they come in, they're not going to hop in their Gamma, start at Hurston and go to Hurston and then jump to all the racetracks and then just be done with the game. They're going to run through that game loop pretty quick, and then they're going to want to do other shit, and then they're stuck.
Yeah. Basically, which the Gamma can't, Crisp. It can't. It does not have the capability to touch all those game loops. It just doesn't. So that's why it's just not capable as that type of, as was what we're classifying as starter ship. It can't, because it can't even defend itself.
You make money racing now, yes, but how many races do you have to do before you earn enough to step up to the next ship? How much grinding, and I don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to take that away. It's how, as a new player, I mean, we know people, firsthand, we know new players that struggle just getting out of the fucking door of the hab, let alone getting to their ship, accepting a racing mission, and then going and racing.
Is the Gamma available all the time?
Yes. Yeah.
It is?
Yeah.
Okay. I was wondering about that. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, the Fury's not in the list. Crisp. I still have problems with it, but it comes with practice. But see, and on that same inverse, you can take the Alpha, you can take the Gamma, you can take any of the Auroras, strip the guns off of them, and go race with them. And they're still decent starter racers.
Right. You can't add to the Gamma.
The Gamma has a gun, or 2 guns. Sorry, that's it.
Well, then it has the same as like the Alpha then.
The Alpha has 4. You can add 4 guns to it.
Right. But it has something to defend itself with.
Yeah, it has something to defend itself. But I'm sorry, I take that back. The Alpha has 2 size 1 slots and 2 size 2 Bear laser cannons and the mini box.
Right.
So it has a total of 4 guns, 2 turrets, 2 of them being turrets.
Aurora ES is only 2, the same as the Gamma then.
The Aurora, you said LS?
ES.
Yes. So the Aurora ES is 2 size 1 longsword ballistic cannons, and it has 2 open size 1 slots available.
So that one's 4 as well.
Yeah.
I thought there was an Aurora that only had 2 size 1.
All the Auroras have 4 gun mounts.
Okay.
You're gaining the rotational energy, your X, Y, yaw, roll, pitch, all that, by dropping all the weapons off the Gamma permanently, like just ditching the mounts altogether.
Right.
So the Aurora LX, even if you go with the Aurora luxury line, it's still got 4 guns. 2 size 1 M3A laser cannons, 2 size 1 slots available, and 2 Strike Force missiles. That's why I still say that, if you guys really want me to put it in C, I don't think it belongs in C because it's not a good all-arounder starter ship.
Yeah, ultimately, it's your call, but we can only just kind of talk about it. That's all.
Do you agree it would be D as well? I don't want to be that, I don't want to be like, I am boss. We do what I say. No, I don't want to be that way. I want to try and come to a consensus here,
No,
but I
yeah,
don't want
they
to
don't-
send out bad information to new players.
No, they definitely don't all have to be C. That's definitely not. That's not the thing. It's good that they can be differentiated enough to put them lower or higher wherever they needed to be. I mean, the argument remains sound to me. Like as far as the criteria of a base starter ship, the Gamma fails in that regard. So if we consider failure as D tier, then yeah, leave it there.
Okay, and then, like I said, I just don't want to be that. I don't want to sound like that. I am the benevolent dictator. Then what I say goes.
See, this is true. This is why there almost needs to be a different category, right? So for like racers, but as far as starter ships go, I don't think the Gamma should even be on the list, to be honest.
That's why it's a general, like this is a general starter list. Like somebody that doesn't know what the fuck they want to do, they just know they want to play the game.
Yeah.
So they're not coming in by, say it's someone that hasn't watched Kelsar stream racing or Shugo or Gerbo. All they've watched is, Dora, Hendrosa, myself, Enterprise. They've seen kind of all the aspects of the game, but they don't know exactly what's for them.
So then we should almost have D tier as basically listed as not a starter ship. As far as the metrics what we've listed, being able to, we all agree on, then maybe D tier is for the ships that are just not starters. Even though they fit within the price range, they're just not starters. Do not buy for start.
So we're basing it on our base metrics is a person coming into the game with no fucking clue on what they want to do. They have $125 max for the ship they want to buy and enough for them to buy a standalone copy of the game.
Yeah.
I don't do so Aristavo. The reason I'm doing it this way is I'm not a fan of packages at all in the way that Star Citizen puts together packages. And that's the way I want to frame all this, is where you can build your own starter pack.
The downside though to that is that only packages give you access to the game. Like if there is something in there that's doesn't come with a starter package and a new player buys it as a standalone and then wonders why they can't log into the game, that needs to be known.
Yeah, and I'll put that with this on the website once we put it up. Once I put the final image up, I'll list that in there. You can buy hang on. You can buy the game standalone.
Could be for either or. Either new players that don't have a package or players that do have a package. If they're even considering like a starter ship. If they're happy with their starter ship or want to try a different starter ship or even upgrade to a other starter ship.
It may actually not show up on my list anymore because I'm concierge. Hang on.
What the You mean the like getting access to the game?
Yeah, just a standalone pack.
No, you have to. That's what the starter packs are for now. You can't get the
When
game
did they
without-
ditch it entirely?
That's been a thing for a while now.
Hang on a minute. Standalone.
Yeah.
Well, if that's the case, then we got to change some metrics here.
Well, they even stopped giving out like Squadron to Concierge after that certain point. Like you don't even get that anymore.
I'd have to.
So right now, D tier looks like it'll be ships that fall within that price range of a starter ship, but are just not good for a new person to go out and do. It would be a prerogative of theirs to do so, but if a brand new person were to walk into the game, they might have some significant struggles with that ship.
And yeah, the Gamma's not in there, so we might as well just fucking dig it out of the list altogether. And the
Sure,
Aurora.
you can't downgrade to the ES
Well, fuck a duck.
because it's the Aurora MR.
That changes quite a bit now, doesn't it? So there's the Aurora MR. I think that's right. And then we had the Alpha on there.
Yep. I mean, we could just not use those ships. Well, you just leave them there, just not. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll just put them all in D. Do not buy. No for you. No for you. No for you.
All right. So the Aurora, the MR, the Alpha, boom, solid starter ships, but they're mid.
Yeah.
They are the definition of mid, but they're a great entry into the game. If you want to take it into the game further than that, that's a different discussion.
And no, I'm not saying that's where these are permanently placed. I'm just fucking putting them here to make my life a little easier for the moment. So I can ignore all this shit down here. Is the Hull A not even on the starter packs anymore?
No, the Hull A is not a. That's not a no.
I can already tell you that
mean-
one's D tier. There's a freelancer. Okay, so I got that up there. So new incognito window. Tells you how much time I spend in the actual pledge store side of shit. Okay, so C8R or C8X.
Well, yeah, there's the C8, then the C8X, and then the C8R.
C8R is not a starter pack.
No.
It's only C8X. So yes, it was the Herald. That was long story. C8X is what we're voting on.
The C8X. Yeah, I can see that A tier. A or B, yeah.
I would say B because while it can, yeah, it can touch all aspects of the game. It just can't do any of them exceedingly well.
Still doesn't have a bed.
Yeah, and it doesn't have a, ooh. Well, I mean, if that's going to be the criteria, then the Aurora would need to be a B tier.
That's not the only criteria, just another thing to keep in mind.
The Aurora flies like ass compared to the Pisces.
I would say B.
I would also agree
Personally.
with B.
Okay. For me, it gets a +1 as it fits in the Carrack. Yeah, that's true. But you can fit the Aurora in a Carrack as well.
Flying submersible.
Pretty much. It's literally a flying torpedo with wings. All right, so
I think everybody's spot on with it. I mean, it's close. I can see the argument made for A tier. I can absolutely. I know people that would die by this being an A tier and nothing else. Like absolutely. But you know, I don't put that much stock into it. I agree. It falls quite nicely in the middle there at B tier.
it's kind of right there on the line between B and C. So we'll go ahead and give it the B because it's got the speed and it's got the amount of people that you can pile into it as well as storage. Far exceeds that of the Aurora.
Absolutely. And the simple fact that it is the snub for the Carrack, I'm sorry, but that does elevate it just for that.
I would agree. All right, so next up is the Cutter. Everybody's gonna get so tired of the fucking Jeopardy song by the time we're done with this.
The Cutter, the brand new Drake starter. Jack of all, master of none.
Okay, Viking, have a good one. Thanks for swinging by. It's nice to see you.
It does have, I believe, a toilet and a bed.
Does have a toilet and a bed. It has extra armor on the windows.
That's gonna play a part.
It has specific storage for packages for package running.
I mean, it is basically a flying. It is the flying Winnebago from Spaceballs. Okay, that is what it is.
Exactly. Yeah, it is a flying Winnebago. I would kind of have to agree with chat so far on this one.
I'll wait. I'm gonna wait till the poll was.
I said so far.
Yeah. Well, that's.
Yeah, you're right. That way I don't unduly influence the results. It has more cargo than the C8X or the Aurora or the Alpha. The guns can be upgraded. It's got VTOL. It can fit a vehicle. Can fit a few different vehicles, I think. It's a better all-arounder.
Yeah, I agree with chat with the poll results. I do.
Yeah.
It is basically the better for the cost. Okay, if you take cost into consideration here, it's like $45,
60.
50, whatever, 60 bucks. Yeah, $60. When it came out, it was 40. That my bad. When it first released, they launched it for 45.
Yeah.
That ship touches so many game loops at an adequate level. The range, it's not the best flying, it's not the best maneuverable. But when you're talking about a starter vessel that's 8
That's what
SCU, that's encroaching on like the Avenger Titan level of cargo capacity, I mean, you know,
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a Swiss Army knife. That's why it's not S tier. It's one of those that sits on the line between A and B, but it has just enough to push it above the Pisces, in my opinion. So I would agree with Chad.
and it has a toilet.
And yeah, and it does have, you can take a shit on your spacecraft in this particular vehicle. None of the other ones you can do that without sticking your butt up to a relief tube.
It is also supremely armored for its size category. Now I understand armor is not a thing right now, but when that does come into play, I'm also thinking of some long-term situations for some of these. That may make a huge difference. We don't know.
Yeah, and I mean, when we get closer to final release on this, or we get ready to 4.0 or beta, we'll come back and revisit all these lists. And then we'll let more fur fly. But as it sits right now, I would agree it is an A tier vehicle.
As far as starters are concerned, yes. Right now, I would agree. Yeah.
Now we'll go to, are the Reliance on there?
I mean,
no.
Myark, you could look at that on both sides. Like they said they're going to fix it, but right now that thing has fuel for days. So that's a consideration for people right now. Then yes, I would still factor that in.
All right, so now we'll go to the 100i. Polls up. Okay.
Oh wow. All right.
That's strong. That's very strong.
Pretty overwhelming opinion there. Okay. That's basically a clean sweep right now. So I have an idea about that, Stuicus. We'll wait till after the poll is over. Oh, we haven't gotten to the Nomad yet. Artifacts. We're just going through. He had placed some in placeholders.
Yeah, area, they're just down there.
Yeah.
With a resounding 69%. Nice.
Hell yeah.
B.
Giggity.
All right. So I'm gonna. What was it Stuka said? It's
I know exactly. Yeah, go ahead.
So what makes the 100i worse than a cutter? 1, only 2 SCU. 2, I had a thought and I just lost it.
Two words. 2 words: luxury tax.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you are.
Origin gets hit with this every time for all their ships. Luxury tax.
Yeah, you do pay $5 more simply because it's a luxury ship. But yeah, you're losing 6 SCU, so yeah, it would put it in B tier. Now,
And no ability to carry a ground vehicle.
Yeah, no ability to carry a ground vehicle.
I don't think they have a toilet.
No. I think it does have a shitter.
Does it?
I think so, but don't quote me on that. But no ability to carry any ground vehicle.
I think it's got a bed, don't it?
Losing 6 SCU of cargo storage.
It's got a bed.
Yeah. I mean, to me, that ship is squarely right there with the Pisces. It's good. You know, it's definitely
it
better.
flies terrible though. In my
in
opinion.
atmosphere,
in
it's not good.
Not what I expected.
But it is fast. It is really fast. I do like its acceleration.
Well, and its atmospheric capabilities will probably change when we have atmospheric flight characteristics in game. Pull those out. All right, so now we'll go to...
See, just the right there, Stuicus, just the simple fact, that statement that you just made, cannot carry an STV very well, right? So it may not carry it very well, but what else on that list can? You have to look at it that way too.
I don't like the Nomad. I was just putting it there kind of as a joke. We haven't gone through all these yet. The guns on the 100i are 2 size 2 M4A laser cannons and 2 Strike Force 2s.
Yeah, they fixed size 3s or are they size 2 gimbals? I don't remember if they're gimbaled size 2s.
You see if they're gimbaled. I think it gives me... Oh no, it doesn't show on this particular matrix. I don't think.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure those are gimbaled, which makes them 2 size 3 fixed.
No, they are gimbaled, but they're unchangeable gimbaled.
Oh.
I believe. Here's a quick way to find out.
Because normally only the size 1s are unchanged if they're gimbaled.
Okay, so let's say they are size 3s. Is that still going to be enough to swing it into an A category? Can the guns carry the extra weight? Because in order for you to... I mean, unless you're doing entirely PvE missions, it doesn't really fucking matter.
So the 4 size 2s, even 4 size 1s are still better.
They are very
minimal. There's such a minimal difference between the size 1 to 3s. It's really when you get like 4 and up, that's when the difference really starts to kick in, especially for range.
Yeah, you're not looking at any difference. So if you go to the cannons, just laser cannons.
True, armor will change all that. It also has crap for hit points, if I recall correctly. Like it can't really take much as far as what's its hull points? Wait, 1,500?
Correct.
Because if it's 1,500, that means the Fury has almost 4 times its hit points.
That's the shield damage.
If it's shields, that's size 1s, which would be... Yeah, that's 1,500 for shields. What's the whole hit points?
Looking for it.
This is true. Have a good night, Vulcans. Yeah.
Have a good night,
No,
Vulcan.
I mean, there's a reason why you don't fight in a 100i, because you don't fight in a 100.
It doesn't show its HP, like total HP, like the other ships.
2200 armor. Yeah, that's less than a Fury. That's
'Cause,
like half, I think.
You can pretty much
Fury
think
is
of
what, 4K?
any of the luxury vehicles are basically going to be like flying bass boats. They look shiny, they look pretty, they're going to be comfortable, but if you hit something, it's going to crumble.
So not only are you paying more for this ship, right? You're paying more for this ship for way less. Granted, it has, you know, capability 2 size 3 fixed. Okay. With a bed, coffee machine, I think that's optional.
Oh,
Whatever.
okay. Thank you, Aristotle.
So yeah.
So total is,
I mean,
total HP for body, nose, everything, 4,450.
okay. So it puts it at like Fury level then, I believe.
Yeah. You have the same armor as a snub fighter.
That's a big oof to me. But, you know,
Whereas we look,
it is quick. It is quick. It looks nice. It's a pretty ship, you know? It's Origin.
so let's compare it to the current A tier, which is the cutter. Okay.
No, we can't. It can't carry a vehicle. Done.
So no, it's not even that. The cutter total HP 18,600.
Yeah, that's absurd. That's that's, you know.
So I mean, yeah, it's kind of a hands down there.
Granted, the cutter can't move like the 100i can, but you know,
Well, no, but
when you're flying in a refrigerator, who needs to? You know.
well, we can. It's who's to say we can't come back here in a year and redo these lists? Because that's the thing
Absolutely. Yes.
This is going to be on the knowledge base page for new players to look at and things to consider before buying their ship.
That's why it's called the Matrix of Lies, because this stuff changes all the time and the information isn't correct right off the bat. You know, they could change their mind about half of this stuff in the next patch, for all we know.
Yeah, if you think that's a lot for a ship that size, I won't even begin to tell you how much HP the fucking Hull A has. And to be honest with you, I want to check something here because we need to compare the armor on the C8X to the armor on the 100i. Because that's a tier.
I thought the C8X was comparable to the 100. Maybe it has more. It probably doesn't have much more.
So actually, we would do it this way. The C8X only has 3,200 hull HP.
Yeah, because the C8X is the snub for the Carrack, so that gets that whole snub category mixed into its blood there.
Yep. But I mean, even so, let me just check this just for a sanity check. RSI. Yeah, I mean the MR even has more. To be technical, I mean if we're going off that too, the MR has 6,000 hull HP. And the Alpha has 8,000 HP.
Right.
So, I mean, personally, I think those two should switch places.
Or if that's what you're saying, then you're thinking maybe bringing the 100i down the C tier.
Kinda, because I mean, it puts it in a snub category. It only has 2 SCUs. Yeah, it's got bigger guns, but that doesn't really fucking get you anywhere when you're flying a paper airplane.
Okay. So now we've entered the realm of it was B tier, but do we need to move it to C tier? Do we need to downgrade this ship? So you're thinking it might actually be lower mid.
Remember, it costs more than any of the ones that we've graded thus far. It has less hull, less storage, can't fit a vehicle. It has a bed,
Uh-oh. Okay. Those scales are tipping this 100. The 100i thought it might have been safe in B tier. Maybe not so much anymore.
I mean, it's really kind of a hard pitch when you look at it that way. You're paying $65 for what? It looks pretty, but it's gonna look pretty as you burn towards the ground because you got your ass blown off.
This is what I mean with the Origin luxury tax. So, if is a new player going to take that and say we might be overthinking this, really? But,
Well, that's
it's part of it too. It's part of the fun is the overthinking.
well, yeah, you're burning to the ground in all of these, but which one's going to give you a better opportunity to possibly not burn all the way to the ground?
Right.
Yeah, it's $65. $5 more than the cutter. Has less armor than anything on the board thus far, except for the Pisces. It's slower. Maneuverability is shit. It can't haul a vehicle. It only carries 2 SCU. You can take a shit in it and you can sleep in it.
Okay.
To be honest with you, the C8X makes me more happy to fly. Like the first time I flew the C8X, I was happier flying it than I was the first time I flew the 100i.
You'll look good burning to the ground in it. What if you're not?
Hey, Tex. So, I mean, to me, I would almost urge people away from it. We'll leave it in B for now.
Okay.
But I want to come back to it. I want to kind of stew on it because I don't think it deserves a B rating with all that going against it. It's a flying fucking bass boat that got drug here by, a piece of shit chain.
Okay. Well, let's move on to the next one then.
All right. Now we'll come up to a fan favorite here. Here's where the fight starts.
What?
The Nomad.
You're about to throw some pineapple on some pizza, aren't you?
Yeah. The Nomad. The flying hot pocket. The flying floating hot pocket. Here comes. This is such a divisive ship. It's either it's an El Camino. It really is.
Yeah, see, people either love this ship or they hate this ship. It's so weird.
It'll fit a rock, and
I feel particularly strongly about this shit.
I know you do, Cuddy. I know you do.
it can hold both of those, but it can't hold them if you go straight up.
Most of the time, it can hold them.
It was if an El Camino and a Crunchwrap had a night in a motel.
Well then,
Ooh.
how do we start with this? Nomad stole my son. All right, Cuddy, what's your opinion first? I want to hear Cuddy say something.
Yeah, there's some people in chat that need to check their life choices.
People are like, "Hey, what the hell?"
Yeah, it's just a terrible ship.
Yes, but why? Why do
Why?
you feel that way?
Because ground vehicles that do fit fall out of the back all the time. People can just tractor beam your shit right out the back of your ship. Other stuff can just like fall out the back.
Okay.
The enter and exit um, animation takes forever. The not a real landing gear floating bullshit. It's terrible and makes that ship blow away far more often than any other ship, in my experience.
It's 3 size.
Guzzles fuel like an El Camino
3 size 2s,
for
according
Yeah,
to
sure.
Yeah, it does. It does go guzzle fuel. But yeah, I believe it's 3 size 2s.
But it's 3 size 3 hard points with gimbals on them.
Yeah,
They're gimbal mounts.
thick size 3s. Yeah. But there's so little difference between size 2 and 3. It's,
Yeah.
A new player should keep the gimbals on it for real. Like, a new player should not be flying unless this new player happened to be the next Avenger 1. They should probably fly with just gimbals on.
Yeah, unless this guy was born with a stick in his hand. And I don't mean his real life. Never mind.
Okay. Oh, we're moving on.
And it's $95. 95 fucking dollars for this ship.
So the points that Cuddy made, I agree with, because in my experience with the ship as well, the rock falls out all the time for me. So my personal mileage with this ship is probably similar to Cuddy's view because I've experienced similar things. The ship will float away. The entrance can be really buggy. The inside is I like the whole postmodern whatever like aesthetic. I get that. Like the whole Elon Musk theme with the whole Silas Kroner and what Consolidated Outland's trying to do. I get that. But it's I think they need to not reconcept it, but I think they need to do a little bit more work on this ship.
It is a starter class, but we're only going with what's starter packed because right now you can't buy Star Citizen standalone. So I'm going to play devil's advocate. I'm going to give my negatives, but I'm also going to come back and give the pros. So yes, it's a horrible fucking ship, in my opinion. For a new player, it's a horrible fucking ship. 24S, what is it? Is it 24 SCU for the Nomad?
24 or 12, I don't remember. 24? Okay.
So yeah, 24 SCUs. So we'll give it that. Now,
good. That's good.
If you have a friend to play with, here's why I think the Nomad is a good idea. All right, if you have a friend and you're wanting to get into like rock mining, shit like that, it's great because you can sit on the rock on the back, right in the back of the bed of the El Camino, right? And go cruising around the planet. You find your first load of rock, you can just literally drive right off the back. Your buddy can go look for another one while you're breaking those up, come back, scoop you up, and go. It's great that way. Solo, it's horrible. The animation sucks. It takes forever for it to do anything. There's no guarantee that your fucking rock's going to stay on the back of the ship the whole time. It can be tractor beamed off. It does have 3 size 3 shields. It does have almost 10,000 HP for hull. The 3 shields give it, what was it? Another 4,500 of energy weapon HP. It does have 16,000 of missile damage on board. And
yes, he meant size 1s, not yeah, we know.
Or yeah, 3 size 1 weapons or shields, and then 3 size 2 Badgers. I still, for the price, I don't see the value in it for the price. I would put it in C, but it's going to be at the end of C because I don't recommend it.
So here's the thing, right? For a brand new player, no, definitely not. Stay away from the ship. The problem is, if you're a brand new player, you're not going to know a lot of the workarounds that seasoned Star Citizen players do on a daily, hourly basis in order for things to work mildly satisfactory. When you're a brand new person, you're not going to know these workarounds. So you're going to get into the ship and then do stuff, and then it's just all going to go to hell, and you're not going to know why until you've got a couple months under your belt, and it's like, okay, you know what those workarounds are. You know how to make those minor corrections. So for a seasoned person, there's two categories I say for this. A seasoned person, I would agree that a Nomad can be A tier. Absolutely. But a brand new person, no, this is C tier all day.
That way, we meet in the middle and say B. No, I'm kidding.
It's,
I'm gonna say that as well. I can't in good conscience recommend this as an A tier vehicle for a new player. It's, I mean, don't get me wrong. I want to like. I mean, that was Ezzy's first ship. Was the Nomad when she started playing.
On paper, it's a great ship. On paper. Really? Like,
she's over there. Even as a new player with very little time in SC, she's over there. Stop talking shit about my ship. It's on paper, it's great. I think C is a fair assessment at the back of the pack until it gets its gold pass. When these get their gold pass, when they've all been gold passed, we'll come back and we'll reanalyze this list. But for now,
for a brand new player, absolutely not. I just it's not going to end well for the new person.
And I mean, yeah, that's something else we need to consider is, playability for a new player. Where does it fall? And I think the Nomad does not. Yeah, the quirks that it has.
Exactly, Rampant.
Doesn't bode well.
And some of these ships are like that. Just as well as any one of us, like some of these ships, the way they work, they have their little quirks. And if you don't know about those little quirks, you're going to have a bad time.
Right. And we have a new player's opinion right here. And she said it greatly. And that is, or very, very sequentially, I think, fuck that word. New players don't know what they don't know. So they can only go off what we advise them as seasoned players to buy. So it's one of those where they're either basing it off looks or what they see on the screen and what feedback they get back from the community. So that's something that all of us should consider in the future when we're talking to new players in stream chat or whatever, is what's going to make the game more enjoyable for them to play overall. Succinctly, yeah. I knew the word, but fuck that word. It's like Massachusetts. Because every time I say that, I want to say massive two tits.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that's another thing is like if they don't have anyone to play with and they're strictly going off what the community's telling them, it's going to put a bad taste in their mouth for the game, and they may just refund it and fucking walk away.
So what are you thinking? It's like split the difference, put it in like B tier?
No, it's still C tier. I would leave it C tier because I can't in good conscience at all say that recommend it to a new player. It's got too many quirks.
Yeah.
It's kind of, and that's kind of, well, okay. We'll go on to the next one.
Yeah.
Before I say anything.
Move on from there. Yep. We're good. We've reached our decision. At least our opinion, rather.
I'm fucking putt. No one's gonna unhear that now the way I said it. I like the Nomad too, Chris, but for a new player, we can't recommend it.
Yeah. So do I. I have a favorable opinion of the Nomad, actually. It's just, you need to know what you're doing with the Nomad.
We're going to come back around, and after we get everything placed, we're going to kind of mull it over again. But Cutlass D, or Cutlass Black's up now. It's another divisive one.
Yep.
That's because it's a divisive ship. It's just like the Nomad. People love it or they hate it. I think it's a flying fucking pizza box with thrusters.
Didn't there, I thought there was a 300i starter. The 300i doesn't have a starter pack anymore?
Nope. It got nuked.
That's a shame.
The 300i starter pack. What was that, babe?
Oh, Polaris starter. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Nothing says I'm a new player like 28 size 10 missile torpedoes.
Fucking noob tubers. Yeah, we're rating ships. And this is just starter ships. We have other categories to go. Those will be for other sit and talk series, apparently, because this one's going to be a minute. Yeah, we'll rate packages too as we get to them. Because I think that'd be a good one as well, because I'm not a fan of packages at all. At all.
Well,
I see where you're coming from, Aristado. Yeah.
Sure. If I have a choice between the black and the freelancer, I take out the freelancer. The only reason I would kind of like the black is that it has 2 BIS, the variant, and the paint, and the collector. Okay. But again, we're not looking at this from a collector standpoint. We're looking at it strictly as a new player and their first interaction with Star Citizen, as though they have no one guiding them, because we all know the salt mine that Spectrum can be. Yeah, rating packages is for the Only Angry channel. The look as he's just... The Angry Only channel. She's over here like she can't fucking breathe.
All right, who wants to start?
Yes, cost is in there. So it went S tier. All right, so let's pull up its specs here. So it has 46 SCUs of cargo, 32,000 total hull HP, with an additional 9,000 of shield. 4 size 2 gimbaled guns. 1 size 3 manned turret, or size 5 turret with size 3 mounts. And then a metric fuck ton of missiles. 2, 4, 8, 16 missiles.
Yeah. You can swap them out to get more or less of the smaller or larger. Yeah.
Okay, and here I'm gonna start this and I'm gonna open it this way.
Okay.
I would not say S tier. A tier? Upper A, ahead of the cutter? Yes. S tier? No. And the main reason is you have an asshole friend that throws a soda bottle out the airlock, your ship goes boom.
Subject. Yeah, well, that's, that's just a feature for quick self-destruct.
Yeah.
It's self-destruct with less steps.
And its price, what's its price point?
It's like
You know what, man?
110.
You shouldn't be littering anyways.
Was it 110?
115.
115. Okay.
Yeah, bugs aside,
So that makes it the most expensive, correct?
it's not the most
On this
expensive on the list. No,
No?
no,
Oh, wait.
because you have the Andromeda and you have the F7C
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
and the Freelancer
yeah.
that are above it.
I forgot those were actually even on here.
I mean, do we want to put the Carrack? Because if so, I'm going to have to redo some of
No.
these.
No.
The Buccaneer needs to come out of there because it's not a starter ship anyway either.
Oh, I like for my opinion, I know what my S rank ship on this list is.
I think I know what it is too, and I'm not going to say it till we get to it. Until after voting's done.
Um,
Hell,
so
the
the Cuddy-
fucking Gladius isn't even a package anymore.
The Cuddy Black, it's a great all-rounder. It's the multi-purpose. It's your real first foray into multi-crew. You know, you got a buddy. He wants to hop in that turret, and then you've now just expanded your whole gameplay that way. You can carry a shitload of cargo compared to the other ships. The price point kind of kills it to me a little bit as far as a starter is concerned, because you got to look at like what starting game costs $115, right? The Diablo 4 Ultimate Prime Pack, whatever that was $100. And that's Diablo 4 AAA game. So you're asking people to spend $15 more for a game that's in testing. So see what I mean? It's you know,
that's another one of my arguments for A tier instead of S tier.
Yes,
but if I was going to say that, the Freelancer, the starter, or the Hornet and the Connie are instantly knocked out because the Connie's almost double.
But I mean, that being said, to me, the Cuddy Black falls like easily A tier. I mean, like you could classify it as S tier because it can do everything.
Right, but let's not put price isn't heavily weighted unless it's detrimental to the overall thought of the game.
If we're looking at like give a new player a brand new ship, Cuddy Black works really well. Like it does. I mean, aside from the dark time period where we don't talk about where the ship would kill you every time you try to get into its pilot seat, we'll ignore that little snippet in time. But
that's a bug.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, it just worked. You know, you can't say that for a lot of some of these ships.
That's why it's not on the list, Myark. All these are capped at 125. Because we would consider that would go into the next list, which would be the advanced. You know, after you've got your starter pack, what do you move to next?
Well, that's the thing. Like, there are 2 ships on this list I'm looking at right now, the Cuddy Black being one of them. To me, that's an advanced starter. That's not really a starter pack.
That's why it would be S tier. If it was going to be S tier, that would be what would we consider the ships that can cross that boundary.
If you want to equate spending a certain amount of money for what could be perceived as an I win button right off the bat, then sure, go with a Cuddy Black. I mean, you can do all that stuff.
But the Pagla, to answer that on the Nomad, that's not the only reason the Nomad lost. The Nomad lost mainly because the value for dollar isn't there, and the bugs take away from the play experience, not so much the cost. So it's what's going to get you in the game and doing the most, the fastest, with the least amount of resistance. That's what we look at. So the cost comes in as a factor, but it's not a heavy weight into the factor.
It's like if I were to give on my left hand a Cuddy Black, my right hand a Nomad, and choose which ship to give out to a brand new person, I would rather give them the Cuddy Black because they're more likely not going to have a good time with the Nomad due to all the quirks that the Nomad can have. Obviously, everyone's mileage may vary, but I'm just saying on average, the Nomad does not do well with brand new people.
Titan hasn't been graded yet there, Jay. Neither has the Freelancer or the Hornet. They're just in the list. Because I threw a bunch of shit up there thinking that you could still buy the Star Citizen game standalone. I didn't realize they had pulled it off the Pledge Store because I haven't looked in the Pledge Store in a long fucking time.
But yeah, I'm in the same boat. Like as far as starter ships are concerned, like there isn't really much. You can't really beat a Cuddy Black. So.
And yeah, I would agree. As much as I joke about
multi-crew, multi-crew. I mean, that's your foray into multi-crew there.
Yeah, very, very, very much more versatile, the Cutlass to the Nomad MAGA. I agree 100%. The one, like the couple of redeeming things that I've done in the Nomad are things you wouldn't consider doing if you're a new player, unless you're just out trolling around and you're not worrying about killing yourself. The Cuddy carries a ship. It carries a lot of cargo. It does multi-crew. It can do package running. It can do bounties. It can do literally everything in the game that's currently viable in the game, except for mining and salvage. And it can do mining with a rock, kind of. So yeah, it's S tier. It's one of the ships that can cross that line between basic and advanced. It can fit into either category.
It is far better than a Nomad in a fight, also. Like,
yeah,
you're technically right, Rand Print, but you can't do that at $125. I mean, you don't have to be like the guy during Invictus during this Invictus that went from new player to Legatus in a week. That's literally what he did.
Okay. So what's the next one? Because I'm pretty sure we're all fairly well agreed. That's S tier.
Yeah, it's S tier. So the next one would be another divisive one. Polls up. Vote now. Yeah, someone did that.
Interesting.
wow.
Not what I was expecting at all. I guess people don't like the flying phallus. Jay, there's a little bit of weight on price, but price is where price comes in is how much value does it add to your enjoyment of the game? Not so much is the value representative of the components in the ship?
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Price played a part for the 100i because of, luxury tax compared to hull hit points and
I'm like still not sure 100i deserves the B rating.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm still on the fence about that.
Yep, and that's why we're going to redo a lot of these after Gold Pass, but we have to go off what we can do with them currently in the game.
Base model.
Yeah. This is this is just a straight freelance starter, just base model freelance. Cause it has 2 SCU of cargo right now. It'd probably be a bit cluttered, Jay. but on the next sit and talk, you're more than welcome to hop in with us. We'll probably start doing these like every other week or once a week, because I think we're gonna make it a permanent addition to the show. It can do everything the black can do. Man, saying it that way, never mind.
It's scary how like where I've been thinking has been where the poll's been going, like almost every single time. It's kind of eerie.
Right, so let me pull up the specs on the Freelancer base,
which is unfortunate because I actually really like the Freelancer. Personally, I like it more aesthetically and from a nostalgic point of view rather than the Cuddy Black. But there's also a dark history of the Freelancer killing people, just opening a door, that I have a hard time. It's still in my head. So
this, as he wanted me to make sure I wasn't hurting anyone, we weren't hurting anyone's feelings for dissing on their ship, and that's not what this is. This is a constructive discussion over the current feasibility and playability of the starter ships in game that we can use to post on the website for new players to help them pick what ship and where they want to start at in game. It's not a ship bashing. That's going to be like not next week, but the week after's episode. No. So, yeah, but the Freelancer Max doesn't, whoever said that about the Max doesn't have a starter pack at the moment. And the Max does have a turret. It's in the back. Just as an FYI. And it is usable as long as you have a helmet on. You shouldn't be getting into any turret without a helmet on, just for good measure.
Yeah, I think when the
Dumb ways to die
rework, it will be S tier along with the Cuddy Black, but it needs its rework.
All right,
the crew complement is just ridiculous for that ship.
All right, so let's take a look at something here. So let's pull up the Cuddy Black, Drake Cuddy Black. So we have to look at it spec for spec with the current S tier because now that's our top shelf. All right, since we have kind of a divisive decision here, B, C, or A, or B, A, or S, because it can fit into all three of those categories. Because I don't think the Cutter is better than. Can be better. Well, it can be better than a larger class ship. But why? And here's what I want to go over. So if we look at armor rating, okay, the Black has 32,000 hit points and 9,000 shield, where the Freelancer has 18,000 shield and 30,000 hit points. So it has more shield power and about the same amount of hull as the Black. Has a larger missile complement. Or can have a larger missile complement than the Black. It has 4 size 3 guns for the main guns. And then there's 2 size 2 turret on the back. 2 size 2 shields, size 2 power plant. Did everybody leave me on there?
No, yeah, no, you're right on.
So, I mean, do we still want to say it's B tier? I would say it deserves A tier rating because cargo wise, hull wise, shield wise, gun wise, missile wise, it's better than either of the vehicles in the B tier. and it's at least on par with the A tier.
Right. Its main fallback for me is it's old. It needs its rework. It really does need its rework.
It needs its.
The black has already had its has its shot. That's why, you know, the Cuddy Black was not a good ship a certain number of years ago, if everybody remembers. Like,
Oh,
it
no,
was
I remember.
okay. It was okay, don't get me wrong, but it became what it is now. With gold passes and whatnot. Freelancer still needs its gold pass. The crew complement on this is absurd. It's a 2-person ship, but it has these slots for, you know, why does it have all these seats in there? Why does it have all? No, it doesn't make any sense.
Well, okay, so I'm going to come back on that. I'll counter you on that. This is predominantly designed as a cargo vessel. It's a courier ship, right?
Yeah.
Short range courier, or not. Well, yeah, short range courier. Your crew complement, and I see why they did it the way they have. Okay, the Freelancer calls back for the nostalgia regions, like you were talking about. And if you think about its purpose, you know, you can take one of those guys that are in the seat, they can run back and hop in the turret if you're getting fired upon. The other one's the engineer. That's all going to be things that'll come into play as we get further and further into it. Those are things that are yet to be implemented. It's crew comp. You could probably dump one of those seats and use it for, you know, the component storage they were talking about. They do need their gold pass. Will its current functionality, and its handling sucks right now as well, but in its current functionality, would it aid or hinder a new player in getting to where they want to go?
So, two brand new people, if two brand new people were fighting in this, you're one pilot and then someone hops in the turret seat. The person that hops in the turret seat, unless they have a helmet on, is going to die. And they're not going to know why they're going to die. I'm not saying that this is. I'm just rattling off all the different factors here for this. I'm fine with it being A tier, because it is a good ship. At its core, it is a good ship. It should be S tier, like that's where I would like it to be at. Right now, it's not an S tier ship, but you know, A tier, B tier, it fits in there. It's fine.
I would say it's high. It just on stats alone, it beats everything in the B tier currently.
It's a multi-crew ship, you know,
Yeah.
so that's a bonus.
I would even say that as of right now, the cutter beats it because it hasn't had its gold pass. It's got its flaws. While it may not be,
What was it? All hit points?
30,000.
No, for the Freelancer.
30,000.
So the Freelancer's 30, and then the Cutlass Black was also 30.
It was 31.
Okay. I was just saying. All right, go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So, I would kind of place it like that. Well, no, because what you get because that's $125 ship. That's the top of our value. It has too many bugs for its current value, which if you spend $125 on that ship and you died because you hit an air or a lack of air pocket. Yeah, I would say it's, now I see why people said B.
Yeah. Well, there,
because it can go there or it can go there.
That's the thing, right? Like I have the only time I just have a hard time putting it A tier. Only my apprehension is because it's just not there yet. It should be there, but it's not. So if you give that to a brand new player, you know, you could look at the minutia of the price point being what it is, $10 more than a Cuddy Black, and the Cuddy Black can clearly outperform it. Yeah, I don't, you know, I could see the point being made for it being A tier. You know, I have no issues with that.
Yeah, but do we put it in A tier with it just barely, muxing its way into A tier?
Also true. Aristavo raises a good point. How many new players are going to be coming in doing multi-crew, right? Like if you're a brand new player, unless you have a bunch of friends or a couple friends here and there, and you're like, hey, let's try this game out together, who's going to be the guy that's like, all right, I'll put $125 into the game and then we can fly around,
Yeah, while all their buddies also put in like 45 or whatever. Yeah, I'm going to say B tier, top of B tier right now as it sits. I mean, I'm with you. I want it to be an S tier ship. It deserves to be an S tier.
It should be an S tier. Absolutely. Yeah.
But it's just not. All right. So
components need reworking. Everything about that ship just needs reworking.
Yeah, all of them need a serious rework.
I mean, it's an old ship. It explains why, the Cuddy Black has been reworked. So yes, the Cuddy Black has had its gold pass. It is where it needs to be right now. The Freelancer hasn't had its shot yet.
It needs a bigger mail slot.
Well, yeah, I know that's a hot contention for quite a few as well.
At least it doesn't have struts in the fucking window. F7C Hornet. Cast your vote now. Yes, it did, Aristavo.
Oh, Jesus.
I saw that fucking coming a mile away. Wow. And feel the hate. Holy shit. Vote now, speak now, or hold your peace until the next episode where we vote on starter ships. $11 votes. And a tie on B or C. I would tend to agree.
I'm with Danger Hobo on that one. I don't consider the F7C base a starter ship at any stretch of the word.
Yeah, I would tend to agree. But let's take a look at its specs just for shits and giggles.
That the medium fighter is not in a good place with the light fighter meta that's currently happening right now.
No.
So medium fighters, don't get me wrong, all right, because I know everyone's like, oh well, I can kick all kinds of ass, man. That's fine. I understand that. But the way things work right now, medium fighters struggle compared to the light fighters flight model right now. So medium fighters are not in a good place at the moment.
And you can add another gun to it, but yeah. So it's for medium fighter, it's only got 22,000 on the hull and an additional 3,000 in shield. Yeah, you can buy the turret in game and install it, but out of the box, it comes with store all. Basically, you have the Nomad with guns mounted on the front of it and a tonneau cover on the bed.
Isn't there also a cargo unit that you can install in that turret spot as well?
That's what comes on it stock now, the store all.
Right. Okay.
Oh shit, I've been playing the game forever and I own an F7C and My cousin who plays also bought it, and he's like, well, how do I put the fucking ball turret on there? We had to fly all over fucking God's creation to find that damn thing. All right, so that one was pretty quick. Do not buy for new players. Let's see, what do we have next? All right. That is, which one is that? I think I know what your vote is on this one too.
I think there's only one. Yeah, for the pack rather.
It's just it's not even a ship that should be considered for starter. 100%. Almost.
Jay.
What ship's next? Yeah, whoever voted C on this, please see me after stream.
We need to have a talk with you in our office.
I mean, as he's like, that's getting called to the principal's office. Pretty much what it is. I mean, I'm not even a big fan of this ship.
Oh, that's true. Some people, like, the aesthetics aren't great. They didn't take a great picture of this, for its main page, for sure.
The aesthetics are my thing on it. Part of it for its cost too. It's
yeah, but okay. Well, I'm gonna wait. We're gonna wait till it's over, and we'll get into it.
Let me pull the ship up here. And I'm going to get into my cost argument as soon as I get everything pulled up, so I can pull up my references here on why I think it should be where it's at.
Stukas.
What?
You misspelled Titan.
So no.
Yeah, he's just calling you out on that. That's all.
Yeah, leave my spelling alone. Okay. So, $65 ship. Right? It has 8 SCU, 11,000 hull, and an additional 3,000 in shield. The C8X holds 4 SCU, has 3,200 in shield and in a hull, and an additional 1,500. Where was the other one I was looking at? Oh, the cutter. That was the one I forgot to pull up. That was the one I was looking for. The cutter, which is okay. So, I mean, it does change my viewpoint a little bit on it. It still looks like a pinch turd modeled after the space shuttle, but I would like to see it at a $55 price point instead of $63. I think it fits in better there, but that's me.
You're out of your mind.
That's just me. I don't like it. To me, I don't.
That's okay. It's okay. It's all right. We can be wrong. It's fine.
And it's got what? So, oh no, 1 size 3 and 2 size 2s, 4 size 2 ignites.
Yeah, I'm
Okay, no,
with so with how it's been going, to me it's A tier, right? With how just everything's organized right now, because the Cutlass is going to outclass in terms of capabilities, like all-rounded capabilities, right? If you look at the cost of the ship and what it can give a player, a brand new player, right off the gate, in that regards, there is no better ship than the Titan. What ship can outperform the Titan in that capacity for its price point and give a new player the experience of literally touching every game loop, including racing, bounty hunting, all that stuff. So I don't know.
okay, so let's look at it like this. So now that we have it on the A tier list, okay, the cutter has, what was it? 18,000 hull points. And the Titan has 11,000. So which is higher on the list, the cutter or the Titan?
Oh, well, no, personally I would put Titan on S tier because that's where I feel the Titan
Okay.
belongs. But that's me, you know.
What was chat's vote?
Chat was S tier.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. It's hard to beat the Titan. I mean, Aegis, man, they did a good job when they made that ship. Just its capabilities in general with for giving it to a brand new player. I don't see many ships being able, anyone on this list being able to beat them for just a solo player.
Oh, we got one on here that we haven't weighed in on, but I don't have in the list. I'll have to add it after we're done.
Cuddy, where are you at it? Or is Cuddy asleep?
I think Cuddy fell asleep.
Oh yeah, Cuddy's gone. I didn't even notice. My bad, Cuddy.
Okay, I mean, and it hasn't had a gold pass either, so there's a lot of ships on this list that are still awaiting their gold pass. You know, the Freelancer, the C8X, the 100i, the Aurora, the Mustangs, the Nomad. I'm still contemplating
the 100.
I think the Nomad should be in a do not buy and the 100 go down to the C tier list at the back. That's me. On paper, Nazda, yes, but current in game, no. It hasn't had its gold pass. It's got an atmospheric leak in the turret. I mean, don't get me wrong, Credo and I agree with you that it should be better than a Cutlass. But right now, as it sits in game, it's not. Oh, the poll results for the Nomad, I think didn't they say B? A or B? I can't remember. But after we kind of talked through it and went through it, I think we all agreed that it's not a ship that should be recommended for new players.
Yep, and that J right there is the reason why it got the luxury tax, the 100i. Like, yeah, I mean, there's not really other ships on this list that look as nice as the 100i, sure, but you know, that's also a technically subjective.
It looks good, but its personality is shit. We're talking about the 100i. I said it looks good, but its personality is shit. No. Not about someone, about a JPEG on a screen. That's why I said its personality is shit, because it flies like a wet paper bag.
You know, we'll have to do one of these for like pure combat ships, multi-crew, like.
Oh yeah, we're
There's
gonna
so
break them
many.
down by all the different categories, because we're gonna have this posted on the main page for each of those categories in the knowledge base as we do them. And I want the community's input on them. I think it's valuable to have everyone's insight into the list. And, you know, weighing the community's thoughts as well. I mean, don't get me wrong. For a skilled player, yes, the Nomad can be an A-tier vehicle, but for a new player, no, it's garbage. I'm internally, I'm conflicted.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a hard call for some of these, you know.
The Nomad on paper is a very, very capable ship. It should almost be A or S tier on paper, but its current iteration is so fraught with quirks, not just bugs, just straight up fucking quirks, that it's going to lead to frustrating gameplay for a new player.
Yeah, I think once they hammer out a lot of the issues that the Nomad currently experiences, it's going to jump up there because, you know, it's a solid starter ship for what it's supposed to be able to do. It's just getting it to do those things is, you know.
What I'll do is, how would I do that? I mean, I could put it on B and give it a red star and put below it, you know.
I mean,
it could be here, but because of current issues with it, I wouldn't I can't. No, we'll just redo the list.
Well, we may have to at a certain point. Anyways, so.
I know we're going to have to.
Yeah.
Because I have a feeling once we get the knowledge base pounded down and start getting on there, our stuff will probably be more up to date than RSI's, and will stay up to date more frequently than RSI's. That's the plan anyway. Because the other thing I want to do is on each of these ships is I want a FAQ for each ship. You know, that's why we're naming the site what we're naming it.
All right. Well, I'm going to have to, with that, I'm going to have to get going.
We got
work. I got work in the morning.
We got one more though.
Wait, do we?
Yes, because I just forgot the graphic.
Oh, okay. Invent a new letter between B and C.
B plus or C plus. This one's going to cause some argument too, because it's one of those meta ships. New polls up.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. Well.
Yes, they built this page on MySpace. It's a starter pack, and it's under the $125 mark. We have to put it in a grade.
Yeah, I mean, if it's starter pack on it, yeah. Wow.
Wow, I didn't expect that. I think I know what Aristavo voted. Yep, the qualifications and what we're grading it on is its ability to touch all game aspects. Okay, Gerb, thanks for hanging out with us. Nice to see you again. Oh, that was a little bit closer than I thought it would be, and a weird split, too. I could see it being a solid B contender, though.
Yeah, I mean, like Aristavo said before, if you're combat focused, if you're coming from like Star Wars Squadrons or something like that, and you're coming into this game and you want combat dogfighting experience, no question in my mind, that arrow, you're because that type of person is also going to research what's the best fighter I can get my hands on right now. And then everything on the internet right now is going to tell them get an arrow. So they're going to get an arrow.
That's not necessarily true, Jay. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
No, you're good. But yeah, I was just going to finish with saying that for a brand new person that is ambiguous about what they want to do, no, the arrow's not a good pick. Nope.
I'm going to use a different photo for the... Or wait, no, I'll use the one off the homepage.
So yes, I would also agree B is where it should be for a...
Oh, wait, I do have it. Oops, not there. And we would definitely rank it higher. Do we rank it higher in the Bs and the Freelancer and the C8X, or in the middle? And here's the thing on your statement there, Jay, is, for example, like the 100i has more cargo than the Aurora, but its other not even bugs, just its other drawbacks keep it from outranking the Aurora. Same with the Alpha and the Nomad. And for example, the Freelancer should be an S tier, but it's not. It has the higher cargo of any ship, but is the player getting value for their dollar as well? They can do everything, but a very limited amount of it. So value for dollar, that's where it's a fluctuating scale on where the dollar, the price point for the ship comes in. Do you think a 100i is worth more than an Aurora? Do you think the Mustang Alpha is worth more than an Aurora?
Well, regardless, we already voted on those, so
Yeah. Well, no,
we
that's...
shouldn't go back to...
No, I'm not going back over to redebate them. I'm just using that as an example. If you look at the dollar to, that's why the Freelancer's a B instead of an S tier, is you're not getting the full gameplay out of that ship for the price you're paying for it.
If combat beacons are on point, you could, like, a starting player in an arrow could make a buttload of money, right off the bat. But that's another thing to consider. But again, if they're working correctly.
But yeah, a player coming in wanting to play a specific game loop is already going to have done the research for that specific game loop. A player that's coming in fairly blind, having just seen, a few streamers do it and, a little bit of reading on the website, that's what this guide's more tailored for. Is, what ships are going to give me the most bang for my buck out of the gate. Not literal bang, but where am I going to get the most value out of my gameplay? And that's why it's, the top three ships are the Cutlass, the Titan, and the Cutter. because of their just outright versatility for a new player. Now, when we do our combat category, our cargo category, racing categories, a lot of these ships won't even be on there. Some will, some won't. It's just going to vary. Oh yeah, and that's kind of why, you know, we did it the way we did it, where we voted on it and then we discussed the, like, if it was in contention, we discussed those points and then looked at everybody's input and went from there, and then tried to reach a balance there. But you can't look at every new player as wanting to come in and do combat. You can't look at every new player is going to be coming in and they're going to fall in love with, you know, box missions, cargo or bunkers. You want to give them the ability to play as many game loops as possible with a single ship so they can find which game loop is the most enjoyable. And those 3 ships at the top there are going to give them that. And I'm still torn over the Nomad and the 100i. But we'll leave it there. And we'll save this list. Starter. Turn off my caps locks. Go. It's posted on the Twitters. Feel free to go post your comments below.
All right. Well, with that, I am going to head to bed.
All right, man. Catch you later. This was fun.
You guys later.
We'll do it again.
Yep.
Have a good night. But, and the reason why I didn't score it a D is because it does have a bit of a meta weight to it, where you can get in and excel at one thing, and it's kind of all of us finding a middle ground. It's not, hey Guru, it's not so much that one person is right and one person is wrong, because if that was the case, we would only have meta ships. Guru, thank you so much for the welcome, Raiders. But we're not breaking this down by workforce category or game loop category. We're breaking this down by what's going to give a new player the most enjoyable experience. Welcome, Raiders. Everyone coming in, welcome to the stream. My name's Angry PC Tech, mainly a Star Citizen streamer, although of late I've been taking a bit of a break due to the state of the verse and everything going on. But welcome to the stream. I hope you're having a wonderful Monday evening or Tuesday morning, wherever you are. Let me give Guru a shout out real quick. Disable our Guru. Thank you so much for the raid. Greatly appreciate it.
No, then so you can end up.
All right. Yeah, I'll know if I get a crime stat. So far, folks, here's what we got. 50,000 points.
Which
that I will
company?
get a time
CNX?
stat versus 10 that I won't. Not 10,000, 10.
If you're not already following Guru, be sure to click that link. Give him a follow. Next time you see him online, hop in, say hi. Amazing content creator, amazing Star Citizen streamer, all around fun to watch. Be sure to check him out. But yeah, it's one of those where take these off now. It's not so much on the. Not every ship is. The biggest thing was playability for a new player. That's it. Make sure your skin's clean and wipe the oil off your skin, because that will also prevent it from sticking sometimes, Guru. But let me ask you this, guys, because I know this was kind of a new thing that we did, and Credo and Cuddy and myself have talked about doing this style of show every so often. Did you guys enjoy doing these kind of breakdowns and looking at everything top to bottom and trying to find out the best for each category? Because I want to do more content like this. I'm just trying to figure out. That's part of why I've been taking. I took a break is because I was in a creative slump. Aristotle. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's some things on this list I don't agree with. But it's my opinion. And my opinion is inherently mine, which means it's not going to fit everyone's opinion. And that's why we've done it the way we've done it. Yeah, our list is to be helpful to new players. And that's what all our knowledge base is for, is to help new players, help seasoned players find out more info to give them a better understanding of what's what. Like, we'll even go through, I want to go through and do something very similar for ship weapons, shield systems, engine systems, so on and so forth. Oh yeah, that's the other side too, is it helps even the seasoned guys step back and take a look at things we might have overlooked. Like me and the Titan, for example. There was a few things I had overlooked on it. Hell, I'm probably going to go pick one up and maybe fly it for a while just to see what I've missed. Because there was some information on the Titan that I saw on Urkel that I was not fucking aware of. Because we get in our comfort zone and then we don't want to leave our comfort zone. Are you talking fastest acceleration wise or? I mean, if you got it to spin, buy the 2 Gladius CCUs. It's not going to hurt nothing. Except for maybe the back of your head when your wife hits you with the frying pan. Drake. Yeah, the Drake's top speed is 1361. And the Misk Razor LX is 1400. My brain hurts. No. See, how many people do we have in the... Anyone to say hi? Yeah, hang on a second. Someone wants to hop up here and say hi. He is getting... Okay. I need a bigger chair. Yeah, 3 to 4 laps. I need a bigger chair. Oh, we wasn't upgrading. We just got done doing the starter ship S tier list. I just posted it to Twitter. It was a fun stream. Now I've got a question for the next episode. See here. Now, put a star by this one because it may take multiple episodes. Which one do we do on the next episode? Weapons, cargo ships, fighter ships, or components? Just throwing that out there for some ideas. Not saying we'll do that one, but we got to figure out how we're going to scale and weight them. Or do we do it? I should have added that one. Shit. But we still got to build the database. Because here's the thing. So, the way the site,
Now, the main problem area is up here. All of this going on up here is what's causing me the most physical discomfort. It's like a visceral reaction of discontent coming from this area. This area is not good either. I hate this, but I'm mainly worried.
Really?
About this.
You guys are amazing. There we go. Well, see, outside of the starter ship category, we get to talk about it in means of what's coming and what we have to think forward to. We got to start thinking more forward as we're getting closer to beta and 4.0. And we're not just covering release ships when we go into cargo ships. Because there's still a lot of data that we don't have, like what our operational costs are, what it's going to cost for X, Y, and Z, etc. I'm going to kick Put-Put's ass. He's the one that got me stuck on these damn jack links. Yeah, the Hull C in 3.2. And I'm really thinking that we're going to get an early implementation of Quanta in 3.2 as well. They just haven't really said much about it out loud yet. Actually, I think the BMM can hold more than the C, can it? Let's take a look. Hull C. What is it? Oh, but okay, so the Hull C holds double what the BMM holds. Almost double. It's at 4,608 now. And the BMM is going to hold. No, they've locked that out. Let's go see what it says down here. Fascinating. They have locked out the specifications page. We can't see what the BMM holds now. Oh, the Hull E is nuts. That's why it's one of my favorites. I have two of them. Yeah, that's going off the last known. What's UEX core? UEX showing for the Hull C currently? Because the Hull C, according to the Matrix of Lies, is almost 5K now. 4608. Yeah, these are Hull Cs. Now these little bitty ones here are Hull Cs. Oh yeah, the Hull E holds like 27,000, 28,000. Fucking nuts. Oh, sorry, 98,304. But what's not here is the Pioneer, and it takes one of these to build an entire outpost. Yeah, what everyone's forgetting, and Credo talked about this a little bit earlier, is the load times for these ships. Like the load time for a Hull E is going to be fucking days, if not, or hours, if not days. Okay. And the BMM's still not done, so they can still change it. Okay, so one SCU in game is the equivalent to 1 cubic meter. Yeah, but I mean, really and truly, all they've got to do to change that a little bit is just scale it out. And they've essentially added 25%. Yeah, but if they scale everything proportionally, it should match. I kind of think that's why we have the clipping issues we have with the Connie and the freelancers. Just saying. No. Like there's spots in the freelancers and in the Connies where you can clip through corners and walls where certain areas meet that you shouldn't normally be able to clip through. Because when they scaled them larger, they left gaps in the clipping walls. Because not everything's scaled correctly. Yeah, I'm probably, so like on my fleet here, I'm probably going to be getting rid of these 4 and 2 of these Hull Cs. Well, actually, I already have. I just haven't pulled it out of cold storage. And replacing them with the Kraken. But for the time being, they're fine where they're at. And then these will get swapped for a Nautilus. It's random, Aristavo. It doesn't always happen. That's why I'm kind of curious if that's what's causing it. It's one of those that it's kind of an interesting one to track down. Kraken's actually the same length as an Orion, I believe. The mine layer, correct. Why did I select Aegis? It's fucking Drake. Aegis is the Javelin. So a Kraken is... ...270 meters. And the BMM... Oh wait, I wanted to see something. So 4,000 in cargo. And the BMM is... Doesn't show me. So as of last year, this time last year, it was 160 meters in length. Let's go to... Go to the one with the most up-to-date information. No, that doesn't represent it 100%. There's some stuff left off there. So 239 is the Banu Merchant, man. Idris is $242. So it's just a hair longer. The Orion is $341. Oh, that's 341 meters. Is how long the Orion is. Speaking of too many ships. No, they have right around 200 ships. And the Kraken is 270. Speaking of too many ships, who wants to win a Fury? Same. So it goes Orion, Idris, BMM, Kraken. You got to think, I can't rotate it, but you got to remember this column runs all the way down the center of the ship. And if you line them up engine to engine, the BMM or the Kraken's just a little bit longer than the BMM. Yeah, the BMM is kind like it. The BMM doesn't take full advantage of the space it occupies because of its opulence. You probably could. Oh, the BMM would crack the landing pad off the top of the Kraken. All right, exclamation Invictus, get it in now. You got about 2 minutes. At 35 after, I'm spinning the wheel. Ah, no problem, my art. Nice. Yep, I may do that here in a minute. I may actually try and hop back in game and do some salvaging.
Say hello to the camera. Hello, motherfucker.
I really wish my microphone would stop picking this fucking thing up. I'm curious. You guys still hear me okay? Or do I sound far away from the microphone? Okay. But it sounds hollow. I may actually move it like up there, hanging over. You know, do it like an old movie style or radio style or church style. You know, church it up a bit. Only hear you when you talk. Yeah, but this, I can see, like when I take a hit off my vape, I can see it trigger the microphone. If I wait for it to go all the way down. Like when I take a hit off my vape, I can see it trigger the microphone. It's yours. How goes it? All right, here we go. Spinning in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Who's it gonna be? Coming in at the buzzer, he wins the Fury. Congratulations. Send me a whisper with your in-game name, your email address, and just put Fury on there, and I'll get it emailed off to you. Congratulations. Do. And for those of you that weren't here, here's the tweet for the S tier list that we created. Go check it out. Put what you would have done differently in the comments below. And maybe we'll take that into consideration when we do the next one. I get to pick out who we're going to raid out to. Yeah. Think. Hey. There was a lot that went into the cutter. The cutter is one of the few that's in that list that's actually had, I think it and the Cutlass are the only two that have had their gold tier pass. So they're the only ones that like tick off all the boxes, so to speak. But put it in the comments below the tweet. Share the tweet. Get other people's opinion. Remember, we're going to have to redo these lists as each ship, as more ships get their gold pass, more of the starter ships get their gold pass. So we will be updating it probably pretty frequently over the next year. Do. Let's see. Really? Lock yourself out of the bathroom. So, and that's another thing. I guess I need to add that to the post that these are only starter packages, because the 300i unfortunately does not have a starter pack anymore. Yeah, to be honest with you, I mean, my personal opinion, the 300i would have been an A tier or an S tier ship. Well, not quite S tier, definitely A or B. More likely A, just because it is kind of a decent all-arounder. It is lacking in storage space, but it's a good kind of all-arounder to do both legal and illegal activities. Yep. It would have been on the list, but unfortunately they took it off. It's just not on there anymore. Or no, that guy. So the guy I was talking about, he didn't go to Legatus. He went to in between Praetorian and Legatus. I can't remember what that $25,000 tier is. I do, however. There is a ship I need to pick up, but I forgot. How much is the MSR? $260. Okay, so then he got up to Legatus and Concierge. He didn't buy a Legatus pack. He got to Legatus Concierge. And I may turn my Corsair into a MSR. I know I've got to do something grind-wise in game, because last night kicked my ass trying to do salvage. Let's check out Trying to figure out how to. I can't remember how to get it to pull in my fleet. They'll have some more tomorrow. Tomorrow's the last day, but I'm not sure what time it ends. There you go. Ends in 16 hours and 14 minutes. MSI, Jesus. All right, so I've selected any LTI ship, and my target ship is a Mercury Star Runner, so let's see what we can find. There are not any. Don't have credits selected. Wow, is there just not any? Oh, I got it, Magyan. I'll probably be running it to the store tomorrow. I just past couple days have been weird for me. My apologies. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out why CCU game's not able to build the chain. Why wasn't? So Storm to Mercury saves. Okay. What if I do Manually select Fury. Interesting. Okay. EMM to Perseus. Won't add to cart. Probably try clearing out your browser cache. So if it's a Warband item, you can't use credit. Yep. Which really and truly, you guys should be clearing your browser cache. Ideally, no less than once a month. Ideally, like every other week. Or just set your browser to clear the cache every time you close it. That way, you're always getting a fresh token. All of it. So like when you go back in and you wipe, so settings, privacy and security, clear browsing data. You want to check all those. You don't really have to clear cached image and files, but if they've updated any of their images and stuff, just make sure you pull down the newest. And then you want to click that drop down and click all time. All right, I've got to go help the wifey clean. We're doing our bit of spring cleaning. So I am going to... You guys want to go to Calamitous? Calamitous or Hinkin? tomorrow is the big day, the giveaway for the month. I will sit down and figure out how many Furies will be given away, or how many of whichever. It may be Furies, maybe Lynx, it may be a combination thereof. Reclaim Joey. AngryPCTech.com. Shugo. It's all based on the number of subs. The more subs we have by the drawing time tomorrow, the more ships we'll give away. Oh, yeah. They get their ships given to a lot of them get, well, I say that, not all. There's a large portion of streamers that get ships directly from SIG themselves to give away, usually 1 or 2 each of the new ships. I, however, am not that lucky. Let me check out this other streamer that Nazda, because Nazda like never recommends anyone. Let me see who this is. Blame Joey, eh? Soon as the ad finishes. The Lynx, there's not a lot of people that really want one. They're fun to drive, but as far as like...
Oh my god.
Not necessarily useful in
I
game.
know I'm going too long whenever I fucking die in a bunker mission.
Oh, is Renoxus streaming? It says weekly. It's supposed to be monthly.
Goal's got to be good.
Sweet. You got the ammo?
Flame's going on 9 hours, so he's probably going to be wrapping soon. I don't know how long he normally runs for.
Angela should have ammo on him. Also, and 6 bullets is a lot for that gun. If you're good, that's 6 kills. What?
I hit F4 and we're just like both laying here like fucking dweebs.
Oh, you can do that? I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah.
Oh, we can watch what's happening? I didn't know that.
So Shugo, it says weekly, but it's actually the monthly. I didn't update the title because I'm lazy. And that one will be ending tomorrow. Follow Reclaim Joey. Curious why he's got 23,000 followers and 14 viewers. Because he's been on for 9 hours and 46 minutes, so he's probably going to be ending soon. How long has Renoxus been on?
I don't know where the best place is.
God.
I know you take a hit for going to Grimhex.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's Grimhex. Oh, well, while I'm sitting here. To the Googles.
About an hour tops, Angry. We're gonna finish
Oh,
up the
hey!
ship, and then
Hi, Angry.
and then take off. How's your evening been?
Yeah, how's it going, man? It's good seeing you.
All right, he's gonna be on for about a go. Hot Thunder, I've rated.
Have a box. Almost done.
He's an all right, but I think he mainly
Like a
pirates.
third of the ship left.
Yeah.
No, he's PVE.
Yeah, I've only done
All right, fine, I'll do this.
top half of the ship, really, like top, pieces. I have not been underneath it very much.
Yeah, that's kind of what I figured. Let's see.
Noxus is gonna be on for another hour. Hot Thunder's been on for about 5 hours.
Hey, what's up, Noodle? So you were in a good server earlier and thought about jumping in, but decided not to screw it up since you were.
3 minutes. Vote now.
Yeah, I mean, you're welcome to join. This is a pretty quiet server. It's still under 30 people, I believe.
Looks like it's Renoxus by a landslide. Fucking nose is itching. As always, you guys, from myself, Esme, and Willie, we love you all. Thank you guys so very much for hanging out with us tonight. It has been an absolute blast and a great stream back after a couple day after a little bit of a vacation trying to figure some shit out. We'll be back tomorrow. I don't know. My sleep schedule is completely and totally fucked as of lately, so I will try and get up in the morning and stream. If not, it'll be another afternoon stream until I get the sleep schedule ironed back out. And then we'll do our giveaway. We're going to do some salvage. Well, we're going to do whatever it takes to make fucking money in the verse tomorrow because I have 8,000 credits left to my name. After a shitty night of salvage last night. So yeah, we're the goal tomorrow is to just make fucking money. I don't care if it's rock mining. I don't care. I just want to make fucking money. So, and I might be on here in a little bit, just playing in game. If you see me, by all means, shoot me a message in Discord. We can team up and try and make money together doing whatever. It doesn't really matter. But I love all you guys. Thank you guys so much for your support, for all the subs, Guru for the raid, everybody. Thank you guys so much. Remember, smile. It can be the difference in someone's day. It can change someone's day. And to be the difference you want to see in the world. Until next time, 73s. Take it easy. And, yep, tomorrow will be salvage, Nazda. I'm definitely going to be doing salvage. Well, salvage, whatever. It's going to be a mix of stuff. Whatever's making money. I want to go out and do some of the salvage missions and have someone following a C2 or following my C2, and we'll grab all the cargo and stuff we can grab and try and make our fortunes that way. Until next time, 73s, and we'll see you in the verse.
Chuck these out here at distance real quick, so you don't run into them while trying to salvage.
Hey,
Oh
Angry.
no!
Thanks for the raid. Welcome in.
Welcome, Raiders. How's it going, guys? Thank you. Thank you, Angry.
We're just doing some salvage work here on the Starfarer for the evening. How did your ship ranking goes? Hey, Gustavo, Maggie, how
Hey,
y'all
Jared.
doing this evening? Welcome.
We appreciate you guys coming by. Thanks for the visit. We are Shenaniganry Disco.